Hey, how y'all doing? Here's a special movie review for you all. Once again, me and yours truly, Sierra 12 Efree, is teaming up once again with Rambo Ralph, Matt, to do another special dual review of another classic that you all know and love as much as me and Rambo Ralph know and love.
And with Sierra 12 Efree on Aliens.
1986 James Cameron movie, Aliens. This is actually the 2-disc special edition. I know it's DVR, but it's DVDR, but it is pretty good copy. And so this was a gift from a friend, so it has all the special features and everything.
And of course, I bought it with the box set, big ass box set.
And pretty much written and directed by James Cameron. Stars Sigourney Weaver, Michael Biehn, Paul Reiser, Bill Paxton, Jenette Goldstein, and of course Lance Henriksen. Well, what's not to say about this movie? This movie is fucking awesome. It is really the best of the Alien films, in my humble opinion. Because no sequel that came after Aliens ever touched this fucking movie. This movie owns, still does today. The movie is ageless, in my opinion. It still holds up today. I'm sure Matt agrees 100% about that.
And what can I say about Aliens? I mean, just like he says, my favorite of the bunch too. It's, if Alien is the mom who gave birth to the franchise, Aliens is the daddy. He's the big daddy. He's the pimp. He's the pimp of the franchise. He's the big daddy. He's, the guy who will fuck you up. I'm sorry. Alien 3 is like the retarded son, who you kind of feel sorry for. You see some good notes on it, but still retarded. Alien Resurrection is the inbred cousins, who you don't really want to talk to anymore. And then Alien vs. Predator 1 and 2 are, the kids of the inbred cousins. You don't want to talk to even more so. But Aliens, what more can I say? Ever since I was 8, 9 years old, I know why the fuck was I watching when I was 9 years old, I don't know. It's just a classic movie. It's one of my favorite action sci-fi horror films, whatever you want to call it. Even from the opening, which I thought was creepy when I was a kid. That great, score by James Horner. Awesome, one of the best scores of all time, in my opinion. One of the best action scores. But there's a creepy feeling, that drum that as the creepy horns, and as the title comes up, and like the eye looks like an A, and go
picks up a little bit where Alien left off. We see Ripley, Sigourney Weaver's character, on her escape ship. She's been in hypersleep for years until this big mothership comes and detects, I think, distress signal, or they detect her right there floating around in space, and they come aboard the ship. They realize that Ripley is alive. She's in the hypersleep. They take her inside into the medical facility and stuff like that. And pretty much, and the way it opens up, we see that she's pretty much woken up by Paul Reiser, who plays Burke, this company man, who comes and finds out if she's okay or whatever, tells her she's with the company, and brings her cat to her, Jonesy. And pretty much she asks the question how long she's been asleep for, and like that, and they say for years. She's been in hypersleep for years, a very long time. And pretty much she gets a pain in her chest, and he calls for help, and the medical people and everybody come, and then we see pretty much a chest burster about to come out of her stomach, and then she wakes up. It's a nightmare. But the way it's filmed, it's actually filmed way better than the way I'm explaining this shit. But if you've seen the movie, you probably know the whole tone and everything. And she pretty much gets haunted by nightmares like that, and then she's at a meeting with the bosses or whatever that's part of this fucking company, the Wayland Company.
Like, Sierra 12 said, she has a dream, and of course it's Paul Reiser, and you know he's a schmuck because it's Paul Reiser. You know he's going to be a schmuck. You just know it. And she's she's back, and 57 years she was gone. 57 fucking years. And the thing is, like, she gets fucked in the ass. Not literally, I mean, that'd be another movie. But, like, she gets fucked over. Like, she lost her ship, she lost her crew, her friends, had to go with this beast of an alien, battle with it, barely survive, and then to come back 57 years later, find out that in a special edition, you see a sequence where Ripley, you find out she had a daughter, and look at the picture, and it's her daughter as an old person, she died of old age, and it's like, man. I mean, it helps to even finalize why she was so gung-ho did Newt. It's like the daughter that she couldn't save when she was gone, she didn't save with Newt. All this shit, and then the man, the fucking company, screws her over, saying, oh, it's your fault, why did you blow up the ship? Some douchebag lady saying, we haven't counted any of these aliens on all the worlds we visit. Douchebag! You fucking know what you're doing. Get your head out of the other guy you're sitting next to's ass. I mean, maybe there's another life form, you piece of shit bitch. But they give Ripley a hard time, and then she gets fucked over.
And she's trying to explain to them pretty much what happened, and about the crew being killed and everything like that by this alien that he picked up on LV-426 and everything like that. And the people who are at the meeting, the business heads, the bronze, the top brass, what do they fucking call the suits? The suits, pretty much the suits. Okay, they're pretty much just thinking that she's crazy, that she blew up a very expensive ship with cargo and all that shit and everything like that. And then she goes up to one of the brass after the meeting's over. They suspend her astronaut or whatever, her commander license. Pretty much they're blaming her for the damage of the ship. They really don't hear anything about an alien or whatever. They're making it look like she's crazy. She's out of work. And she confronts one of the brass people before they leave out of the meeting. And then he says, but we haven't had no activity in that planet like that he described. And she goes, what do you mean? Because they had put a colonist on that planet, LV-426. Terraformers, I believe they're called, and everything like that. And they've been there for years. They shake and bake colony, whatever the fuck they call that shit. And the good thing about the DVD, you got two versions of the movie. You got the 86 release, and you got the 1991 special edition. And the special edition really makes the movie more scary than what it is. But either way, both movies are good. In 91 edition, you pretty much see the colonists before the aliens really got a hold of really fucked up the place. And you're introduced to Newt and her mother and her father. And you have also the scene where her father and her mother, they're driving off in some kind of space truck. And her little brother's in the car and everything in the truck. And they see that, whatever you call it, that ship that you see, the alien ship that you kind of see in the first movie, where that thing gets caught on John Hurt's face. And the father and the mother, they go inside there. The Newt and her brother are left in the car alone. And before you know it, the door opens up, and you see Newt's father with the face hug on his face, and the mother's calling for help, and you hear her screaming. And then what happens is, I guess, then one of the Colonial Marines, Sergeant Gorman, I think he's played by William Hope. I'm not sure if that's his name.
And it leads to the scene where Paul Reiser and the character Gorman, they go in and, they say, hey, we lost contact with the colony. Would you like to come back with us?
Comes in with Carter, with Burke, Paul Reiser's character, knock on Ripley's door and try to explain to Ripley maybe they lost contact with LV-426.
And she says, no, and I mean it. I wouldn't be good to you even if I did. But then she has another nightmare, and she feels her chest. We don't see the dream, but she feels her chest, and she keeps dreaming that. And basically tells Paul Reiser, we're going back there not to take back, not to study, but to wipe them out. And Paul Reiser, you got my word. It's like no fucking guy's lying his ass off.
And they want to know if she can come with the Colonial Marines along with Burke on a mission, pretty much to check what's going on, and they wanted her as an advisor in case, because now they think maybe she's right. So she pretty much shoots them down, and and everything like that. But yet, then they leave the room, and she goes to sleep, and pretty much she has another nightmare. I guess same thing. She grabs her chest, all sweaty and wet.
But you understand why Ripley goes back, because that's a thing that's like, why the fuck would you go back? But I bought it because Sigourney Weaver sold it. Awesome acting. Hell, she was nominated for an Academy Award for this performance. I think she deserved it. She was I think this is her best acting.